understand. He was about 22, and then he said he's 27. Then I started listening to him talk about how he's running his program. Then I said, "Oh, okay, this dude ain't no sucker. He don't need a lot of. He's already running his program. His program is running pretty good, solid program." Sister OG Patrice, I wish you would have came on and gave us a female perspective, but I understand you can't be on every, because you're on everybody's live stream. God dog, Sister Patrice, you're on everybody's live stream, so you can't be everywhere. I understand. Sometimes you gotta just take a break and just listen up. But I do be wanting your insight sometimes, when you get a chance. But I understand sometimes you feel like, hey, that's something for the fellas to talk about. I get it. Yeah, brother, one community, man. How did he do? How did he do? He came in solid as usual. Solid as usual. Drop the link. Sister Patrice, what you talking about? Drop the link. I'm about to get out of here. Don't do me like black people. You come at the last part trying to get a big plate. You didn't cook nothing. You didn't set up no chairs. And you ain't trying to help clean up. You just come in and try to get a plate. Is that what you're trying to do, Sister Patrice? Is that what you're trying to do? Trying to come in and get a plate at the last minute? How about Brother Rush? How about One Community? He came in strong. And you guys, I forgot. OG Patrice got a page too. You guys go over there and subscribe to Sister OG Patrice. Sister OG Patrice, what are you doing?
What's good, bro? Clarence, how are you?
What's good, sis? What you doing? I'm walking out the door, and here you come.
Look, I came in the beginning, and y'all was talking about something else. I thought you were going to talk about what you pinned in the thing. I don't know if I missed that or not because I was late, because I was on my nephew, Darrell's platform before I came over here. Yeah. So I thought, I didn't know. I was like, well, they talking about something else. So I don't even know what went down. Like, what happened? Like, you said something.
What happened with me at TLA? No, he just replied. He replied to some comments that I made about. He replied to some comments I made. I replied to somebody about one of my videos, and he replied to that comment saying, he was sounded like he was a little upset over what I was saying to the person. I said to the person, him being an attorney, because I know attorneys don't like to, admit publicly that they may have done something, out of order, right? Or they are wrong. They may say, "Oh, I could look at it differently." Remember the broadcast we was on. Now he never said, "I'm wrong. You guys are right. I'm wrong." Right? What he said was, "Yeah, you guys could look at it that way. You guys could look at it this way," which I never expected. Okay, so I never expected him. So what I was telling the sister in the chat, in the comments, I never expected him to say I was wrong, because that's not what attorneys do. Attorneys don't do that. Even him, I didn't expect him to do that. Only thing I was trying to do was share with him that he could have handled it a little better with the families, with being a little more sensitive to the families. That's what I was trying to do. I was speaking for myself. I was just trying to say, hey, because of the deaths, maybe you could have handled it a little differently, because the way you laid out about the females. And so he got upset, I think, with me over that, and said, hey, I apologize. You making it out to be like I won't apologize and say I was wrong, but I told you I was wrong. So a long time ago, we had got into it, me and the lead attorney, and I felt he did me wrong, and then he came to me and he apologized to me.
Right, I remember that.
Okay, yeah. So, but what I was, my thing was I was saying, as far as court cases go, I don't see an attorney, especially a 20-year attorney, is going to say, "Oh, you haven't spent one day in a law class, but I got 20 years. I'm going to let you tell me I was wrong." I just didn't see that happening, right?
Right.
That's like a dude working on his stocks, and then I come up and say, "Hey, you were wrong about
that stock." Bro, Clarence, this just happened again, like recently, regarding that, because that was like about a month ago when we.
Yeah. But I think he was just scooting through the comments, and he just had time, and he was going through. So what I did was I invited him. I sent him the link. I invited him. I sent him a.
Did he come anytime?
No, he didn't come. He probably listened, but he didn't come. But I don't know whether he had, or maybe he didn't, because when the first time I got mad at him, he only had like 10,000 or maybe 15,000 subscribers. So you send an email to him, it's going to get through. Now he's got 120 something thousand subscribers. Maybe the email, maybe he didn't get a chance to get to it. Maybe he didn't get to it. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt that maybe he didn't get it. Maybe he, and we're running across each other again. He's mad at me this time, but he'll get over it. He'll
knows that you're not. He knows you're not.
Yeah,
like ill will or like toxic or anything. So because it's like when he came through before, and me, you, and community, one community, was up, and we had a conversation.
Yeah, we didn't put him out there, right? We just held him we just put him on the fire, and he said what he said, and that was it, But
yeah, I mean, and listen, an angle of an attorney is always going to be that, and that's his platform and what it's about. So he's always going to address it in that angle, which is what I said. And I used to date an attorney, and I used to always have to remind him, sometime even in a relationship, like, you can't stop dissecting stuff and analyzing like this is relationship like it's on trial.
No,
I used to have to do that, so it was tough, because that's just, it's embedded in them. It's in their DNA, like the fiber of their being, who they are. They've been practicing so long. So I used to have to do that all the time with my ex.
When they get into that mode, when they get in that debate mode, it's like, damn, you can't get them out of it, right? So I understand.
And then they always coming in with an angle. It's always like, an angle of an attorney, like, I have to win this case. I'm gonna plead my case, and and that angle is leaning a little bit, in my favor. So I'm gonna always have it that way. So I totally got it. But like we said when we were up here, we all of us said how we felt a certain way about it, But again, like I told him, I understood what angle he was coming from out the gate. I could tell, just he was coming from that attorney's angle.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, me too. But like I said, that's my brother. I tried to hook up with him. It didn't work out today. So I'm sure we'll run it when he get over it.
I don't think he running from it though, because he know you ain't the type that's like trying to be controversial or give him smoke or nothing. But all on the same token, yes, it's nothing wrong with, saying, hey, let's have a conversation about it. I mean,
that's all I want to do.
In a healthy way, in a conscious way, the same way he came up. And, it was all cool. Now, when he was going to come up on the other channel, it was shots fired, and just trying to stay away from that type of energy. I understand that. But, coming up, having a conversation in a calm, cool, collected manner. It's nothing wrong with that at all.
I wouldn't even have brought a panel up here. I would have just been talking just to me and him. So I told everybody at the beginning, hey, I'm going to drop you. If the lead attorney comes up here, I'm going to drop you guys down, because I just wanted he and I to be talking. So, but.
Okay.
It is what it is. It is what it is. How you doing, sis? Are you doing good today?
I am doing real good. Now, when I came back, y'all was talking. That subject was about something totally different, right?
Well, it was. We was talking about women, and we had a young brother on here. We was trying to talk to him about, how to deal with women in a way where you could have the respect level be at a certain point, where you could have things running the way it's supposed to run. So when you need something done, it's going to get done the way you want it to get done. But I think this brother already knew this already. So he already knew it already. He just didn't express it. So I didn't hear it. So that's why we were trying to talk to him. But once he started expressing himself a little deeper, I saw, okay, he's just running the basic program. So he knows what he's doing. So we just leave him alone. When he gets in it, when we start talking about marriage, that's when most of the stuff I was talking to him gonna come into play.
Right. So what he's saying he wanted to get married one day.
He said he wanted to get married one day, but he's only 27 years old.
Right.
So
right
now he's he's just trying to enjoy his life. You know what I mean?
So, right. Exactly. But it's funny because we have the conversations all the time. The age for women is different than it is for men. Men tend to be later in life, and especially if a woman want to have children, she's more high risk after 35. So her biological clock is ticking when it comes to that. So it's a different scenario for for women than it is for men most time. And it usually take men longer to mature to get to that point than it does women. Women are pretty much at that point, a little bit over 30, I would say, that because they know their biological clock, is ticking as far as, being that high risk, trying to have a baby. So their goal is to want to be married and try to have that baby before the time they 35.
Yeah. I mean, that's the goal at least, right? But sometimes
Exactly.
that way.
Exactly. I'm hoping that, people like me, you, Brother Rico, TJ, all of us OGs, security boss, like we're promoting for these younger generations to get married. You know what I mean? Which because the Black nucleus family is just on life, like we on life support anyway as a Black community, but even the younger generation, as far as I hear so much of, even in the real life, these young ones don't want to get married. And the females want to be single parents. It's crazy. It's like, why would it never? Why are you talking like that? You think it's better to be a single woman struggling with your kid or kids and not have a husband and not have security and not have protection and not, like, the frame of mind, of some of them. I be even talking to my nieces, my younger cousins that's in their 20s and 30s. Like, that's not the right frame of mind to have.
Well, I spoke about that earlier before you came on, sis, about women. They don't see women used to get, in my opinion, they used to get a lot of their validation through relationships, marriage and relationships. And now a lot of women can get their validation online. So they don't necessarily need marriage and relationships to get validation anymore. So now a woman can have a baby without a marriage or relationship. She can get child support without a marriage or relationship. She can get palimony or alimony. If she divorce you, you can get alimony.
Right.
Palimony too in California.
Right.
All of these different benefits she can get. And at the same time, one of the main benefits that I don't know about other women, because I haven't dated anything but Black women, but other women have, Black women in particular, I notice, have this really, they are really against taking instructions from Black men. A lot of them really have a problem with that, right? So now there's a way you can live. Even it's better than their mind. They say it's better to struggle, but I don't have to listen to nobody. I do what I want. I go where I want. I do what I want. I dress how I want.
I don't think they saw good examples though, Brooklyn's, from their parents, because their parents, your mother probably was a single woman, and if they come from any kind of dysfunction, or toxicity in the family, they didn't see it. And if they grew up, watching their mother, disrespect their father and talk crazy to him, and, and it's unfortunate that's a percentage, in the Black community, especially in the urban city and, in the hoods and things of that nature. It's a lot of that perpetuates, our communities, unfortunately. And, their mothers probably had them at teen mothers, 20s, you know what I mean? And then they turn around and do the same thing. It's sort of like a vicious cycle sometimes when that happens. And all they saw was their mother be a single mother. Their father never married their mother. And then they get with guys and it's the same thing. But they have a mentality out here, I noticed, like, the boss chick, the dope chick, I'm getting on my grind, I'm getting from the mud, I got my degree, I'm making a bag, I don't need no man, I don't need no baby daddy, because I got this, I'm the mama and the daddy. I mean, it's some buffoonery.
So what are we gonna do, sis? How are we gonna get around it? How are we gonna get around it? That's a big hill. So how we
yeah.
We
we have to keep talking to them and hoping, that they're listening. And even if they're not at the moment, you will hope that something in life experience will teach them the lessons. The same way sometimes we had to learn the hard way when we didn't listen, right? Sometimes life truly have to be that life lesson for them, for them to, to get it, to get, give them that kick in the butt and said, okay, I tried that and it didn't work. And here was the results. And now I gotta try something different, because if you continue to do the same thing expecting different results, that's insanity. And we can't keep doing this. So, with you having your platform and the other elders having their platforms, I come on as much as I can, to speak, and hopefully they think that what we're feeding them is healthy for them, it's good for them, and we know that we have their best interests at heart. And we didn't always get it right, and we admit that we made mistakes, but we learned from those things, and now we can tell you these things. Just hope you're reaching somebody. For the most part, that's all we can do. You right?
Yeah, that's all we can do is put it out there. Hopefully, the ones that want to climb up the rope, they're going to climb up the rope. The ones that don't, they're going to leave it. So all we can do is
There it is.
put up. You know what I mean? So
there it
anyway,
is.
I'm going to get out of here. You come at the right when, see, this is how black people do. Black people come at the last minute. They make a big old plate. They don't help you fold up none of the chairs. They come to, talking about to the barbecue, right? They don't help you sweep. They don't help. They don't help you do nothing, right? They come at the last minute and they want a big old plate. I just come
to get my plate wrapped in that aluminum foil with the dessert.
Right. I'm getting a plate for not only me, but Big Kevin and Ron. I'm gonna get a plate for all of them. I walk out with a stack of plates like this. You didn't even let me.
It ain't nobody but me, so I just thought I'd drive by right quick, do a quick drive by.
I'm just messing with you, girl. I'm just messing with you. I appreciate you so much. And just
right back at you, bro, Clarence.
That you with me just now, you put somebody out of the water somewhere. So I appreciate you, sis. I appreciate you so much. And you're probably one of maybe a couple of people that even though I'm walking out the door, I'm going to stop, put my bag down, and we're going to sit and just have a little talk.
I appreciate that. I really, really do. Yeah. I always enjoy coming on your platform. You have really good topics, and you try to, tackle them and find solutions, for our people. And that's what's important, is hopefully we're reaching somebody. What they say, if you teach one, you reach one. So that hopefully that's what we're doing.
Okay, I got one last question for you, sis. This is a serious one. I know you heard about the Fresh and Fit situation, right?
Yes.
Where they said they don't date black women. Okay. Yes. You, as a learned, intelligent, older black woman who's had experience, seen a lot of the world, seen a lot of different people, what is your take on that situation?
It's unfortunate that men like Fresh and Fit, are even allowed platforms, where they spit the kind of venom and vitriol that they do, just period. In general, it's to the detriment of our community again. And when you speak,
Sister Patrice, I'm gonna tell you how to get away with it. They get away with it because they mix it in. See, they mix in some good information with that information. So that's how they
get charismatic. They call them type of people charismatic. Like those charismatic preachers that preach the prosperity and the good stuff, but then they throw in to give me all your money.
Exactly.
Bring all your tithes and offering, and then when you need to go to them, they tell you to go to Jesus. Yes, and this is the thing, bro, Clarence. We fall for that as for the most part as a black community. We've been falling for it for years. And then you have the Fresh and Fits that come, like you said, give them a little bit of that charismatic magic, that dangling carrot, that shiny object that hypnotize our people. And then boom, then they lower the boom with the hypocrisy. They lower the boom with the toxicity. They lower the boom talking about the people that look like them in their own community instead of giving solutions. How about that? I never see them talking about positive things, finding solutions to help the black community, finding solutions the gender wars. They like to continue it. So they are perpetuating it. They are permitting it, allowing it, and sanctioning it. They are a part of the problem.
But you know what?
You see how they come over there in droves, right?
but they got a solution for you, sis. Just like
What's that?
in the church, man. They pass that thing around. They got a solution for you. Come to our Patreon and pay
Yeah, yeah.
$20 a month or whatever.
That's the poverty pimp mentality.
They got a solution for you over there. They got a
Yeah,
solution
come
for
over
you.
in my Patreon and pay me for me to show you how to continue being a detriment to the Black community. That's what they do.
And then what you said is so critical. See, they don't have so they learn by degree. See, it's just a little bit. See, what they're teaching you is just a little off from the truth. And then,
Yep.
then it's a little off, and then 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 you're way over here, right? Because that's how liars do. They take just a little off, 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 a little off. Now, I'm not calling them liars because I really don't know, but that is how liars do. And if they playing that game, I think they playing that game to a certain degree, but I don't know all about their business enough to call them liars. I really don't. But I know that
here's the thing.
Money is in that Patreon.
Here's the thing, bro, Clarence. You know, if they don't want to date I heard they said the name Shaniqua or something. If they don't want to date the Black women or the Shaniqas of the world, then whoever want them can have them.
Right. That's what
whoever want them can have them. You know what I mean? Because if they don't want to be in the community, that's less of that mentality of men in our community. Because we don't need that type of men like that in our community that's spewing that type of venom on their platforms. It's foolishness.
So that's what
But you know, they ain't the only ones doing it. It's a bunch of them on these platforms that's being a detriment to their own Black community with the things that they say about the people that look like them. We know, we already know we got issues and problems, bro Clarence. So let's as Black people get together and find solutions. How about that?
Right.
Why aren't you talking solutions as a community, as Black people on your platforms? Why are you constantly perpetuating the toxicity on your platform? Why are you constantly perpetuating the gender wars on your platform?
It's profitable, sis. It's profitable.
Exactly.
It's money.
Exactly.
They could
say, that makes them no better than the poverty preaching pastors that I talk about.
They could say, hey,
they charlatans and all of that. We got all of that. They all of that. They're no better.
Answer. We got the answer. Come join our Patreon. We have the answer for you. Nobody else has the answer. You want to sit around a bunch of girls like this? We got the answer. We can show you how to do that. Nobody else can show you how to do that.
Bro Clarence, you and I old enough, right? We remember the days of the Jim Jones. These people are just like the Jim Jones, and they are leading the people to drink the Kool-Aid.
Just how we did it. That's just how we did it. Just
he was so charismatic. And look at how many of our people that look like us that were deleted off the face of the earth because they listened to and followed and got indoctrinated in their very fiber, the ideology and everything of that man's preaching. And this is what happens on a lot of these platforms with the Fresh and Fits of the world and a bunch of other ones that sit and talk about people that look like them instead of bringing solutions. If every one of them that had a platform that would talk just as positive and bring solutions for the Black community as they do in the opposite, and having the followings that they do, imagine what we could do as a community.
Yeah.
But they rather sit on a platform and poverty pimp the Black people that's in the YouTube spaces, people that have a lot of time on their hand to obviously listen to that crap, subscribe to that crap.
Yeah.
Because they need something. They're longing for something.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
You know what I mean? And our people always have been that way to our own detriment, because every leader almost, or so-called activist, or so-called charismatic preacher, or so-called all these charlatans on YouTube that we follow and listen to have not been nothing but negative when it comes to helping the community. What are you doing outside of this? So if you're starting gender wars and talking this type of language and toxicity on YouTube, are you doing that when you leave off of YouTube? Is this what's going on in your homes or in your communities? What are you doing in your communities in real life, in real time?
Yeah. Yeah.
But they becoming very wealthy by doing that.
Yeah.
You know,
Lord, like
and
that.
there's a saying in the Bible about God will send his people strong delusions, and if they will be so caught up that they will believe a lie. They would rather believe a lie than to face the truth, because they
Yeah,
have to look in the mirror and take and peel back those layers and take a look at the fact that they really hate themselves.
yeah, yeah,
It's just the truth of
yeah,
what it is. Anytime you can talk about your own community, your own culture, your own people like that, you hate yourself. Are we not a reflection of each other when we look in the mirror? I'm brown or black or dark or light or whatever, but we all shades, and we
yeah.
all share one common thing, that we are black here in America. It's a
Couldn't,
self-hate.
yeah, I couldn't say it better myself. What can we do? The only thing, like you said, is just those of us that know better just try to get out here and push the opposite program, and and
That's all we can do, bro. Candace, is help
man,
bring shed light, bring solutions on these platforms, and hope that people are listening, and not getting so caught up in a fantasy land of what these people are saying to them, and following them, and it getting. Listen, if you listen to something long enough, you start to believe it.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know that we grew
yeah,
up. You can grow up as a kid. That's why so many of us are so hurt and deal with so many mental anguish and so much trauma and dysfunction, because somebody told them their whole life they weren't going to be shit,
yes,
and they
yeah,
grow up believing they ain't shit.
yeah, yeah,
We fall into it all the time, and it's a lot of hurt people out here. Obviously, you could tell from all the wars and everything that's going on here. You can tell people don't
yeah,
like themselves. People a lot of them hate themselves. Not all, some. Because anytime you get triggered so fast when somebody tell you the truth,
yeah,
and you're triggered, and you come back hollering at them and cursing them out and like all that craziness.
yeah,
What's really
yeah.
going on?
It's just what can I say? It's just I knew people like me and you and Rico. I knew that we're not going to get well. You do, because you have your voice is so soothing to a lot of young men, so they appreciate that. So when they hear your voice, you have the kind of voice that can just disarm them quick. That's good. But the rest of us, we really don't have a something like that where we can offer to them. So it's just a straight out truth. And sometimes we give it to them and they just don't want it. Like you say, they just don't want it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And if we all could come, like like shout out to you for having that voice that's so soothing to them. They to be able to take a Daryl Long and make him just stop in his tracks. I got to give you credit for that, sis. I give you credit for that, man.
Absolutely. And he's
I,
listening.
yeah,
I mean, he not just to me, to you, to Bro Rico, to JP, to a couple of other friends and elders that he met
yeah,
along the way, in these YouTube streets. For the
yeah,
most part, we don't know each other in real life, but we formed a community here.
yeah,
And if we're not our brothers and sisters keepers, then who the hell are we, and why are we here?
yeah, yeah. That's my point, right? you know,
Yeah, it's like, come on.
that's what we
Let's
here for.
find solutions.
Of course, we
When
want
you
to get
come with the
modified.
solutions, then hopefully they can start talking it here, and then
Yeah,
walking it and talking it outside in their communities, everyday life.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because it's real out here, and it's
It's
going to get a lot worse before it gets better. So if these last 2 years have not taught us anything, with the many of us that I'm sure that have
good
lost
point.
many friends and loved ones
Good
to
point.
that doggone disease, to that doggone uh, uh, virus.
Yeah,
If it has not taught us anything, it should have taught us to definitely not take life for granted, and don't take people for granted.
yeah.
But that's
You're right.
exactly what they doing it on here. So are you doing it in real life? Are you taking people for granted?
Yeah, yeah,
It's blatant disrespect, and disrespect for women, disrespect for men, Just
Yeah.
disrespect for children, disrespect for old people,
That's
disrespect
for
for
real.
veterans, disrespect for seniors. They just don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
grow up in an era like that. We grew up in an era where, women, children, veterans, elderly, they were off limits.
Yeah. You right. You right.
They were off limits.
Hey,
There was a
Patrice,
respect, there was a community, there was a village. It's none
Patrice,
of that anymore.
I remember when we was coming up, I remember this. It could be a dude, it could be a robber on the bus. It could be a dude, he going to rob somebody. But if he was talking to a little kid on the bus, he would be like, go to school, get your grades up.
Yep,
You go to school. I mean, that's how we look. That's how we, even though he was on his way to go rob somebody, right? Or
exactly.
burglarize the
Yep.
house or something, right? Now,
And don't let it be the gang bangers in your neighborhood that you grew up with. When they know the good kid was on the
yeah,
block, they looked out for the good kid. They made sure that good kid was safe. They made sure that good kid went to school. You on your way to school, you may see the gang banger. He might be standing on a corner or sitting on his porch, and you come out your door. And you on your way to school. All right, make sure you go to school now.
Sister
You
Patrice,
know,
let me give you a working
it's
example of what you said. Give you a working example. I would play basketball. I would go up to this park that was known for violence and drug pushing and all that. But I was so hungry to play basketball and improve my game. I was willing to play
mm-hmm,
with anybody, even them dudes out there selling weed and dope and whatever, right? So I would go
mm-hmm,
up there and play with them. So I built relationships with all of those guys. So I knew after a couple of years, I knew those guys. I could be
right,
they was big time dope dealers and all of that. But I would be like, I would fuss at, man, what you doing? Come on, let's go. They say, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, right? And but if anybody else says something to them like that, they'd be like, "What?" So one day I'm coming
yeah,
through there. So when I used to get off of the public transportation to go home, I used to cut through that park to go to my house, right? So I'm cutting through that park one day, and a couple of these youngsters stopped me, right? Me and my friend, they
mm-hmm,
stopped us, and they about four of them and two of us, and they said, "Where y'all going?" They try to jam us up. Where y'all going? What y'all doing? What you like? In other words, y'all got to pay to walk through the park, right?
right.
So I'm telling them, I ain't got to pay to park. I ain't got to pay to walk through this park. I grew up in this park. I ain't got to pay nobody to go through here. Who are you? You know, he like, oh, we
Mm-hmm.
this certain gang. I don't want to name the gang, but we this
Right.
certain such gang, right? So I said, hey, check this out. I said, I don't know who you knew. I could tell they was new dudes. I said, okay, I don't know who you know, but you don't know who I know. So y'all need to just step back and let us get out of our way so we can pass through. So now me and
Mm-hmm.
my friend, I can see he getting nervous. I'm getting nervous, and I'm like kind of like trying to, when you see it coming, you start trying to position yourself where you could, duck and move and stuff like that, right? So
Right.
I'm talking, giving us time to get some space. So all of a sudden I hear, hey, from way up on top of the hill. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
it's one of the OGs that I play basketball with. He comes down the hill. Hey, what's going on down here? So the new guy was like, yeah, they trying to walk through the park with these colors on, and and this. They disrespecting us, so they got to pay a toll to come through here, right? So,
Right.
so my boy said, man, look here. Him you don't touch. Him you don't touch. You don't do nothing to him. He come through here
Right.
whenever he want to come through here. You got
Right.
that?
Right.
Yeah. And him you don't
Yeah.
you leave him alone. Man, he
Yeah.
said,
That's
handle it.
how it was.
Go ahead on. I'll handle this. Go ahead on. So we went through, but that's how. But meanwhile, they would be up there. But the point is, like you said, it was even though they knew I wasn't into that, they pushed me to go to school. We ain't gonna even let
Yep.
you go out here and sell no rocks out here. If we catch you out, we
Exactly.
catch you out here, we gonna jump on you.
That's right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, you're right. You're right. But
That's it.
nowadays,
I mean, look, I heard Jawan Howard tell the story about how, the gangs and the drug dealers protected him and
yeah,
made sure he stayed on the straight and narrow so he can make it to
yeah.
the NBA.
I just gave you
He
a
tell that
story. Yeah,
story all the time growing up on the south side of Chicago in a neighborhood that wasn't all that, safe. but he grew up. Them people watch him grow up from a little boy, know he had potential, and they looked out for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So those are stories that I grew up on, where we were safe as children and women,
Yeah.
and the elderly and stuff on our blocks. You were off limits.
Yeah.
The gang banger and the drug dealer, they saw my mama with some bags, they help her. Here you go,
Exactly.
Miss Betty. Here you go.
Exactly.
Let me help you get them bags up the stairs.
Exactly.
So in that community, in that village that raised us, we don't have that anymore.
Well,
We don't have that anymore.
me and you, Rico, and everybody else, like you mentioned, TJ and everybody else, man. One thing we can do is just keep pushing the program. We just keep pushing the program. There's some like Sister Keisha. She's a youngster. She try to act like she's up our age, but she's a youngster. She try to play it. But you know what I'm saying? They
Hmm.
need youngsters to listen to us, and maybe if we can just pull one or two out of the fire. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm looking for.
Exactly.
Just pull one or two out of
Exactly.
the fire. Let whoever
And
comes.
and I and for the most part, I think some of them are really listening.
You think
I'm just
so?
hoping that yeah, I really feel that they are. I feel they are. I feel some of the young men and women are listening. I'm just hoping that they uh, you know, apply it to their lives. You know what I mean? Like really apply it to their lives because, you know, people, the same village, the people in the OGs and the elderlies or whatever that raised us in the neighborhoods, that looked out for us. This is our way of paying it forward in an
Right.
indirect way because we don't know
Right.
them in real life. So we can only share our stories and our experiences, right?
Right.
So, I think we're reaching the ones that want to be reached, right? And that's
Yeah.
in anything. Because we grew up in the neighborhood too, where some of them you just couldn't reach them. And what happened? They end up in jail or they end up 6 feet under.
Yeah.
It was a couple of them that slipped through cracks. So it's
Yeah.
going to be some on these platforms that's going to slip through the cracks. But
Yeah.
for the most part, for the single dads like Darrell, the good guys, that listen, that come on the platform, that show us love and respect. I
Yeah.
really sincerely believe that they are listening and that we are touching them in some way. And I hope that they go out into the real world and they apply these things to their lives in real life, like for real, you know, because
Yeah.
that'll make it seems like, all the talks and the conversation we having is not in vain. It's almost like we parents all over again, or that big auntie or that big uncle, that's talking to that niece or that nephew, or your own child even, because these are conversations you may have had with your own child. So,
Yeah.
just hope they listening and hope that they are taking it, they heeding the words, they taking it as food for thought, and they know that we really mean it, because I know I do.
Yeah.
I
Me
get
too.
so passionate, in my conviction for the love of my people, that this is the only way right now, in this indirect but tangible way, that I can give back, right? Because with
Right.
this pandemic going on, I don't know if I hope that I can see some of these people one day and meet some of these people. It's a few of them I would really love to
Yeah.
meet in real life.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know
Me
what I
too.
mean? Because I really feel that we built a community. So hopefully, who knows? When
Yeah.
all is said and done and passed, because some of them have already met in
Right.
real life. Because I know Uncle Stu and Intentional Millionaire and Blind Guy, his wife, their life, they done all met in person in real life.
Right on.
It's a few more of them have. So I met JP in real life when I was in
Right.
Tucson. I told her, I said, I'm in your city. And we switched information, and I went by there and I saw her. We sat
Yeah.
on her front, had a couple glasses of wine, talked about the very things that we talk about on YouTube,
Yeah. Right.
the
Good for y'all.
changes, the community, like all of that. So I met JP in real life,
Okay. Right
you
on.
know?
Hopefully, all of
Yeah,
us
and
will do.
to know that she's the same person
Yeah.
on YouTube, same
Yeah.
conversation. She saw me, we took pictures and all of that. So I know she real, she know I'm real,
Right.
and it was enjoyable to be able to do that. you
Right on.
know. So
Right
it's
on.
definitely a community of people. We know everybody ain't gonna get in the boat and roll the same way. And this is the thing, too, bro, Clarence. Like you said, we don't always agree on everything, but we as Black people got a bottom line, and that is to stick together.
Yeah.
Because I can, long as we have the same fight, because that at the end of the day, we all got the same fight. We all got the same fight,
Yeah.
and that is to change the narrative of the Black culture and what
Yeah.
it looks like, and put us in a better light and have a better image as Black people. And
Yeah.
and and for all of us, I want good for all of us. I want all of us to rise up,
Yeah.
deservedly so. And if
Yeah.
and then at the end of it, if we don't always agree, you go left, I go right. But when we out there in that battlefield, we fighting the same fight.
Yeah.
And
That's
that's the
right.
code that Black people don't have anymore. It used to
Right.
be a code like that. Like when we know we had to fight the man,
Right.
we could be mad at each other, but we go and fight, we fighting that man together. And then
Right.
you go left and I go right.
Right.
That code is missing. We have no code of conduct anymore as a Black community. And that's sad.
All right. You put me in a good place. I'm going to write that down. We're going to talk about codes of conduct next time. Codes of conduct.
Yep, that's a good subject because I had when we was on, I think it was Lucky. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Lucky Marie's channel, and we
We
was
kind of
talking
touched on
about,
it, but we didn't
the
really get
Black
into it
image
like I
and
would
stuff.
like to get into it. I think
Yeah, but like what would a code of conduct look like, and in real time solutions for the Black community, because we can talk about them here and start to implement them here, and then challenge people to go out in real life and and exemplify that.
well, see, that's why, sis, I try to have us that when we meet here at my spot, I try to have us on a code of conduct because you know I I may sound like I don't cuss, but I cuss, and
I
I'm
cuss
more.
too.
I know, and I know we all do, right? But here, when we meet here, we want to project
Right,
that so that we can
right.
have a code of conduct.
Yeah,
So
when I
because
go on people platforms that I know that don't curse, I respect their platform.
yeah, because
I
you know
don't have a
why?
platform, but I respect people's platform. But I
You
can
know why I
curse in
do
my
that?
righteous indignation, especially.
But this is why I do that because I don't get a lot of people that listen to me on when I'm first on. My numbers don't start going up until later in the week where people start catching on the replay. And
Yeah,
so they may be washing dishes or they have the kids in the car or whatever. And so I think about that. You know what I mean? They might have their children in the car. I don't want their children to hear something offensive, right? So that's why I
right,
try to have it this way. Because like you said, we really, we're not the stuff we talk. This is where the not the so sexy stuff gets talked about is here, right? We talk about the stuff that's
right,
not so sexy, right? So that's why we're not
right.
having a lot of different people up in here, right? Because if we were talking about the sexy stuff, we'd have 100, 200 people, or me and you was
Or
arguing at
the
each other.
gender wars or the
Right?
celebrity stuff and all of
Or
that.
we was
You'll
going
have a
back and forth at each
bunch
other.
of people up in here,
Yeah,
but
right,
because we talking about some real stuff and real
right.
topics and real solutions, yeah,
Yeah,
they don't tune in as much. I guess they bored with the conversation for the most
right.
part. Some of them not all of them.
Right.
But
Well,
yeah, but I mean,
they're more attracted to that type of content, and then when they get done with that foolishness, and they had they had that come to Jesus moment, like, what am I doing, man? I'm wasting all this time listening to this. Let me listen to something that makes some sense. Then they come over here. Hey, let me
yes,
get
it's like you
real
cannot
perspective.
live your life through other people vicariously, not the celebrities on TV, on reality, and social media, in the entertainment. And you cannot do that. You can admire people that you like, but you cannot live that life. That's not who we are. That's not our life. You know what I
Uh,
mean? Like we're
I,
down here in real time dealing with real issues. Them folks is wealthy, they made their money and living a whole separate life from us. And they ain't thinking about us down here in what we doing. The
right.
only time they thinking about us is when we supporting them as fans. Then they want your money. They want you all of that. So
Yeah,
that's how that go.
you're right, sis.
They want to stay relevant too. That's why they
Right.
all over social media right now, because they can't. A lot of them can't tour and do things they want to do. So now they try to figure out a way to stay relevant. So won't nobody forget about them, because you know how we are. If you
Yeah.
ain't put that hit song out in 3, 4, 5 years, they damn near forgetting about you. If you ain't did a
Right.
movie in 3, 4, 5 years, they damn near forgetting about you. So they trying to stay relevant through social media.
I get you. I get you. I get you. Well, sis, I'm gonna shut it down. You came in, you dropped a bomb. At least you did help us put down that umbrella. You did help us take down some of these chairs. So I got to give you props for that. You know what I'm saying? But
Thank
you
you. I
ain't late.
appreciate it. Thank you for
All right,
going
sis,
the extra mile and dropping the link for me. I appreciate it. Shout out
oh no,
to your
man.
chat and shout
Anytime,
out to your
anytime.
guests you had on your panel. And yeah,
Anytime.
so let's come up with some more solutions. Next topic, keep it moving. That's how we do.
Okay, and you know, sis, you got a seat here anytime you want to come up. I don't care if I got 1 minute left. I'm about to walk out the door. You can come and drop some jewels on us, because I could chop up what you just said to us and just put that as a video. I'm thinking about doing that right now. So
Okay.
and just
Do what everybody else been chopping me up. You Uncle Stu chop me up. Courtney chop me up. You can chop me up too.
All right, thank you, sis. I
All
appreciate you.
right. Talk to you, bro. Clarence. You
All right,
take it
talk
easy.
to you.
Have a good evening.
You too. Peace.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh man. Oh man. Had a heavy hitter come in, y'all. What are you gonna do when you got a heavy hitter come in? You got to sit down with a heavy hitter, man. You don't close the shop. You know what I'm saying? Heavy hitter comes into your spot. The king of Brunei comes into your spot to spend some money and buy some of your jewelry. And you walking out the door, closing the shop. What are you gonna do? You got to open back up. Go get all that jewelry, put it all back in the thing. You got to put it all in the counters, and you got to. Was that a solid performance as always? Tell y'all, man, this is where you come for the heavy hitters. In your Kenya, double up plate and put in plastic bag. You know what? See, this is the thing, man, about black people, man. Black people, y'all will find all kind of different ways. Find all kind of different ways to sneak out with extra food for Big Ron and Super Kev and whoever else, right? Sister Keisha, I bring my Tupperware. No, you don't. Stop lying, Sister Keisha. You don't bring no Tupperware. Stop lying. You don't bring no Tupperware. You do not bring no Tupperware. You go in there and use up all the foil just like everybody else. Stop lying, Sister Keisha. Sister Keisha, laugh out loud, bro. Clarence, I'm over 50. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying, you don't look that way. So you don't, you know what I'm saying, you always trying to portray yourself as you over 50, but I don't know, Sister Keisha. You might be a troll. You might be 25, be a troll out of here. I'm definitely looking to meeting both of you guys. We looking to meeting you too, Sister Keisha. We have to sit down and try to work something like that out, because we're all over the country, right? We'd have to really, but I think me and Sister Patrice and a couple of other ones of us want to get a few things accomplished first before we start running all over the country. But yeah, we gotta definitely put something together like that. Sister Keisha, the truth gets discussed here. That's the way I see it, Sister Keisha. That's the way I want to see it. I feel like we talk about stuff that nobody is in a position to talk about, because they are so careful they're so sensitive about their monetization that they ain't in a position to talk about these things. And so you got sister like OG Patrice, where you see the certain places she go, she don't talk about certain things because she respect their platform. But she knows she can come here and just let it go, man. She can just let it fly. We can talk about ADOS. We can talk about whatever. We can talk about whatever here, right? As long as we're going to respect each other, right? It's all good. Sister Keisha, it's called a retirement hustle. You ain't retiring, Sister Keisha. Stop it, man. Stop it. Sister Keisha, Mr. Kevin Samuel, perfect example. He might be a perfect example. Ay. Sister Keisha, Faxborough class, open back up. I had to open back up. What are you going to do when you got a heavy hitter coming to your place, right? What can you do? You got to open back up. I'm closed. What are you going to do? Tell the Sultan of Brunei, I'm closed? I'm closed. No, you open up for him, right? Just one purchase, he going to leave a tip that's going to be bigger than any purchase you got in there, right? Brother, be easy. Brother, be easy. Come on with them T-shirts, man. We need those T-shirts, brother. Brother, be easy. You back at it? Yeah, brother. Sister OG Patrice came in. you know, on that CP time, came in right before I was about to close the door. But what could I do, brother? What could I do, man? You gotta, you know, when you got a heavy hitter with so much information, man, what can you do? You never know what she's gonna say. That's gonna spark it. I had to shut her down because she's gonna say something. We would have been here another 3 hours. So I had to shut her. I had to sweep her out the door, brother. But at least I did open back up for her, didn't I, brother? Be easy. All right, y'all. We'll try to meet back here maybe Saturday. Definitely Sunday. You know, that's the normal schedule. That's when we do the news, the hit parade, the Black History Minute, and the job of the week, the STEM job of the week, so we can get this stuff done. Brother, be easy. Wow, I missed all the action. Don't worry, brother. She gave me permission to cut her up. I'm gonna cut her up probably later on tonight or tomorrow. I'll cut her up and I have just her part on here by itself because that's how much information she gave, man. And ouch. It was worth it. It was worth the wait. Sister OG Patrice, thank you, Brother Clarence, for making me feel special and opening up the panel for me. Oh man, anytime, Sister Patrice. Just like you make me feel special for showing up. You know what I'm saying? I know there's a lot of people out there right now, they doing live streams, and to have you show up with me with 7 people in here or 4 people at the time. You come in, you think enough of me to come in, even when I got the 4 little people in here. I appreciate you. I do appreciate you because, the spicier stuff is out there, if you just want to be out there. And so I appreciate you coming by, and you welcome anytime, sis. I was just kidding with you about that coming late. You mean you come anytime you want to, sis, because I know you're gonna drop a jewel whatever time you come. That's real. Brother, be easy. You always been solid, big dog. Keep up the great work. You too, brother. Y'all too. Y'all hold me up in the chat. It's like Sister Patrice was saying, man. Sometimes I'll be like, man, Clarence, man, you spend all that time preparing for this show and then doing and getting this, try to get it together, and are you really helping anybody? Sometimes I think about that, man, but when I see y'all coming to the chat or y'all coming to the live stream and y'all got good ideas and y'all really for the community and y'all really we all trying to do this same thing. We may be approaching it at different angles, but we all got the same goal. Like Patrice was saying, hey man, that's inspiring because it makes you say, damn, okay, I ain't up here wasting my time. It's people actually getting something out of this, man. So what I'm saying, let me go to it push you to the next live stream. Sister Cheryl, good to see you. Good to see you in the building. Good to see you in the building. Sister OG CP time. I'm just kidding with you, girl. You can come in anytime. You can come in anytime. You ain't never late. You always on time, Sister OG Patrice. Always on time. Sister Keisha, yes, we will pull up on Sunday, Bro Clarence. Thank you for sharing the truth. Yeah, I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? So y'all know what it is. I'm gonna go and try to make me eat something, edit a few more videos, try to cut up Sister Patrice, because that was some heavy hitting. It was heavy before she came, and then she made it even heavier. So let's try to put it together so make it work. But I'll see y'all. I might be here on Saturday. I might do a little live stream on Saturday, but definitely be here on Sunday morning for sure, 11:55. All right, y'all. Until next time, thank y'all for stopping by. Preach. Thank y'all. Peace to the chat. Peace to all my guests that came, my panelists that came up. Everybody did a great job. We will see y'all here again on maybe Saturday, but definitely Sunday for sure. All right, y'all. Peace.